Hello. My name is Jezreel. I am the Spirit Baby Auntie, and this is day 57 of the 75-day Spirit Baby Devotional. And I'm looking at this wall, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 more squares, and there are 56 squares over here. And yeah, every day I look at it, I just get more and more just happy, if I'm being honest. Yeah, so like I said, I am the Spirit Baby Auntie. I am the auntie to the Spirit Babies. I spend a lot of my time informing the Spirit Babies, or I guess dedicating my awareness to the Spirit Babies and letting them know that they're going to come Earthside and that I understand them, so to speak. I don't know all of them individually, and I think that's the beauty of being a doula, being a woman who is building community in my own pace, in my own divine pace. Sorry, I had on lashes yesterday and today, so the glue is just right there, and I can see it. I have to use my lash removal oil to get that off of there. Should probably stop looking at it so I'm not so distracted by it. It's quite distracting. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I do a lot of understanding them in nature, but what I was saying is that's like the core of wanting to get to know women. And doing it in my own divine timing is the biggest component of it. Because I value sisterhood, but I haven't always known how to be a good sister. I haven't always known what it meant to have a good sister or to lean into being a sister. I have siblings, and it's not something that I hear talked about, but just in the busyness that is my life, my siblings' lives, and healing, intentionally putting effort into healing my nervous system from dysfunction and abuse and trauma, there's a estrangement that I feel deeply to the closeness that is sisterhood and being a sister, because you know that also includes being a sister to a brother. And I was telling you all yesterday that my little brother graduated high school, and there's just so much love in the air, so to speak. And I was surrounded by quite a few of my siblings, and that was definitely one of the biggest things that I was proud of growing up, was being a sister. And also something that I just never had the understanding of what a good sibling is, or how to nurture a good sibling relationship. Most of my siblings are really, like, there's a big chunk of time in between us, so busy lives, so there's a lot of estrangement. That's just always been that. Different seasons of our parents' lives. Yeah. And, you know, just being a human, I formulated a lot of bonds out in school, out of that I've just always had the soul inkling of being a sister. Like I just knew I was born. I was born as a sister. Before I was born, I was already a sister. And that's a unique thing to that's unique. It's a unique path to be on. Today we went to lunch for my brother's celebration, and my mom has a lot of influential people who has been with her on her journey of mothering. And one of them is a bishop. And she was saying how my mom was born to be each of our parents. Like, she was born to be our mother. And that is a very profound thing to say. And it, to me, confirms everything that I talk about when it comes to connecting with your spirit babies, when it comes to evolving as human to be the mother that your spirit baby is calling you to be, because that's your role. That it's a divine path. And the same goes for being a sibling. I remember when I was pregnant with my son, I just knew I was having a girl. I just wanted a girl. I'd already had a girl's name picked out. I had one name picked out. Me and my husband couldn't decide on a boy name. We had a girl name. And we had a little boy. And I still have the girl's name, my little girl's name, just in my heart. And I have it written in so many different spaces. And I've told quite a few people. And I've also had this wonder of like, what if they steal my baby's name? And then it just is just like, well, if their baby's also that name, then they're gonna be named twins. And there you have it. Because my baby is my baby. And that just is. My baby told me her name a long time ago. And I'm standing by that. And I have a lot of names now. The time has just moved forward to where I have just received so many confirmations of names. I was reading a book and I saw this name in the book and I instantly got goosebumps and I started crying. And it was just like, that is the name of one of my children. And it was just a profound knowing. I shared it with my husband. He just helped me in that because it was a deep inner knowing that I had. And I love that for myself. And there's a certain level of, I guess, just love and trust and surrendering to being weird that goes into holding space for women who connect very deeply to their own spirit children. Because there's a level of faith that that woman has in something that to the naked eye, to a stranger, makes no sense. It's not in the pattern of my relational awareness whatsoever. However, when you are embracing a woman in her fullness, her full expression of her soul, there's a lot of weird. There's a lot of newness. There's a lot of open-mindedness. There's a lot of accepting and being curious, because it's another woman's world, truly. And we are the creators of our own realities. Like, we create this stuff. We individually create the world in which we exist in. And that's so huge. Yeah, just being born to be a sibling, being a sister, and also having sisterhood wounds, because society is society, because her story is her story. There is a phenomena within her story that discusses how when the witch trials were in full effect and, going on, that for the sake of saving themselves, women would throw other women, like friends, siblings, just women closest to them, under the bus, or into the fire in order to get, you know, attention off of themselves, fear of being persecuted. They will persecute someone else, or just being nasty with other women. I've experienced mean women in my life. I've experienced hateful women. I've experienced women who were just really unhappy and just bullies in nature. And I've internalized a lot of it. And it's made me sensitive when it comes to wanting to be friends with other women. And I'll even go as far as I've been a bully. I've been a mean woman. I've been someone who's operated out of a hurt space. And it's just not a pattern that I want to continue, especially going forward with feeling the presence of a daughter, like, man, or even nieces. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be mean to these fresh girls, like these new divine women. Like they're little babies, women spirits, little baby feminine spirits, little feminine energies coming in to evolve as woman, just to be woman. And a lot of women's stories is that their first bullies are their aunties, their mamas, their sisters, and I'm not exempt. I was so nervous to be around my my bridged family between my brother and I, just because of the fear of them judging my appearance, judging my way of life, judging my character, judging my demeanor. And the truth is I don't live for validation. I don't live for approval. I don't live for those things. And I had to be with the little girl in me that felt those things, because these aren't relationships that I nurture every day. I don't nurture them every week or every month. I had a little cousin there today I had never had a conversation with, ever. And I'm 27 and she's a couple years younger than I am. So that really just says like the distance. And there was all these fears of just the newness. And it's obviously social anxiety. But it's also me meeting with me. It's me walking alongside a younger version of myself and really being in the feeling and then choosing to give so many fucks about the person that I am today, really ground into who I am today, and move in that energy. And it's really a big deal. Especially just because of the desire to remain open to sisterhood, the desire to remain open to connection, and just being receiving of those things. Like when you step into the birthing space with women, you're stepping in as their sister, especially in this climate of birth. Being an advocate means that I gotta know you. I gotta know how to protect your space and to understand what it feels like for you to have a protected space as a woman, especially in the hospital setting. And that's coming up because in the last couple days, today's Friday, yesterday, I also was in our monthly debrief that happens within the village, Sacred Birth Worker, well, Sacred Birth International's village. And I think we listened to 3 birth stories. One was, no, 2 were hospital births and 1 was a home birth. And the home birth was just worlds apart, different than the hospital births. And there is this decision making when it comes to being a woman who works in the birthing world, or who wants to hold space for the birthing portal itself, of being, there's a choice to be made. If you lean more towards home birth and only home birth, that's a select amount of people. And that's leaning more into a full team, or the fullness that is trusting the woman that you're holding space for, the woman that you're developing a relationship with and nurturing a relationship with. Because I guess in that home birth, there were so many different layers to the types of support that a woman is to have when she is crossing that threshold. There was a few doulas, a midwife, her as a sister, like the woman who's telling the story, the mom, her partner, and whoever else was there. Like, there were so many different layers to the birth team, the birth family, that it's really sacred and really special. And then in the hospital setting, there's, the medical staff, the nurses, the doctor, the OB, and then you as an advocate. Sometimes you have to really step in that setting depending on your relationship with the people and their relationship with birth. And I feel like that is one of those topics that has to be had, because it's like, what is your relationship with witnessing a woman give birth? Are you afraid of birth, like inherently? Are you inherently trusting of the female body? Are you inherently supportive in trusting a woman's trust in her body? And that's a big thing when it comes to being in the birthing room and being of service to a woman, is genuinely leaning into trust, because your trust in her also helps nurture her trust in herself. And the most trusting relationship that needs to be nurtured in that room, in the space, is her trust in herself, her trust in her connection to her baby, her trust in her connection to her body and the way it moves and the way she feels, her trust in the wisdom that her body has, her trust in her abilities to go over and beyond. I don't know if you're familiar with My Hero Academia, but plus ultra, like plus ultra. Going plus ultra in leaning into the pain that comes with birth. Even for women who have cesareans. And that's when I guess postpartum doulas come in. When I think about my own experience, there was this moment, I think I was 2 weeks postpartum, where I just couldn't fathom being able to make it another day, because the pain that I was feeling was so excruciating. And I feel tears coming up because I don't really acknowledge it, but there was just, that's a type of pain I've never felt before. I've never felt that pain before. I've never had major abdominal surgery before until that moment. And I didn't know. I just didn't see the way out of the pain. I didn't see it because I was so engulfed in it. I was so present in it. And it was just like stretching my capacity as a person healing, because not only am I healing and I am experiencing pain that I've never experienced before, I'm giving my all to this baby. Like, I'm making breast milk, I am pumping regularly, I am losing sleep, I haven't showered in however many days. This diaper is itchy. I'm still bleeding. My ass itches. My underarms are really, really funky. A different type of funky that I've never had before. And I'm alone. Like, I think my husband went back to work after 2 weeks, and it sucked. It sucked so bad. So bad. Mm. Plus ultra. Plus ultra. Women experiencing a big shift, like becoming a mom, is so big. It is such a rite of passage that changes everything about you, and it is also so obvious now in hindsight that a lot of the suffering in the world of women who become mothers is not being able to surrender to the sacredness that is everything changing. Everything changes. Going beyond your limits, beyond what you knew was possible, completely changes everything about you. And yeah, for me, that wasn't something that was ever just normalized or accepted. And I, as a sister, really get it. And yeah, I feel as though my heart is just beating so much more deeper for women, for sisterhood, for motherhood, honestly, every day. Um, every day that I sit in front of this camera, it feels like a promise to the spirit babies of just the love that I have for their moms, even without knowing them. The way that the spirit babies send me messages and communicate to me um, is already helping me nurture the love I have for their moms. And that feels special as someone who loves birth. I love women, I love birth, I love witnessing people be born. And that means themselves and little people. I love people on the precipice of choosing life, choosing new life, radically embracing change in themselves and radically evolving, radically, magically evolving, because in this day and age I like how magically evolved women are after they have babies, because it's something like, damn, you really have evolved. Like, it's a miraculous thing to witness. And yeah. So I feel it's called to show this. I don't know why. I'm not going to have much to talk about with it, but this is my feminine pelvis. There is the vulva here, all the muscle tissues. We have the uterus, the bladder, and the rectum. And then, yeah. And then I also have flowing. I got these almost 3 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago now, actually. 2 years ago officially. And I'm born in 2024. At the middle of 2024. And I know that They're going to be vital partners in my childbirth education journey, and I'm really grateful for that. And every time I look at them, they just feel like seeds that I planted for that journey. And my son looks at them, he knows what it is. I think he put them back together because the uterus, the bladder, and the rectum were actually out of here and just kind of laid in there. I think he placed them all back where they go. He is very anatomically aware, and that feels big. Yeah. So that is the end of the video. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. What else? If you're looking for a doula, you can book your discovery call in the description box below. I have a free ebook called Held While You Bloom. It is for pregnant mamas. It's permission to slow down. It's permission to be with yourself. It's permission to define what being held for you individually is, while you bloom as a new version of yourself. And then lastly, our Facebook community is the Spirit Baby. Wait, actually, there's no the. It's Spirit Baby Connect on Facebook. Come join us. Come share all your Spirit Baby magic, your Spirit Baby Mama magic. And yeah, so much love. And I'll see you tomorrow on day 58.